Have you ever felt like your thoughts go deeper than the conversations around you? Like you're carrying questions that no one else seems to ask? If so, you're not alone, and you're not broken. In a world that rewards quick answers and shallow smiles, deep thinkers often find themselves misunderstood, isolated, even dismissed. But why does this happen? And what does it reveal about the world and about us? Let's explore. From Confucius to Nietzsche, from Hypatia to Simone Weil, throughout history, those who dared to think deeply have often stood alone. Not because they were wrong, not because they were difficult, but because they saw what others refused to see. Thinkers, true thinkers, are not just people with ideas. They are mirrors, and most people don't like what they see in a mirror. Why is that? Why does society celebrate physical strength and financial success, yet shun intellectual depth? The answer lies in how our minds and our egos are wired. Imagine this. You meet someone stronger than you. You admire their discipline. You meet someone wealthier. Maybe you envy them, but you don't feel personally diminished. But when you meet someone who thinks more clearly than you, someone who challenges what you believe, something shifts. You don't just feel different, you feel exposed. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance. That inner discomfort we feel when faced with truths that threaten our self-image. Deep thinkers don't intend to offend, but their presence alone disrupts the emotional equilibrium of others. Because when someone questions reality, your reality, you have two choices: adapt or resist. Most people resist. That's why silence greets your thoughtful questions at dinner tables. Why shallow conversation is socially safer than philosophical dialogue. It's not the depth that bothers people. It's the pressure to go there with you. Intelligence doesn't shine like a spotlight. It reveals like an X-ray, and we're not all ready to be seen. But this resistance isn't new. It's ancient. Human beings evolved in tribes. In groups, sameness was safety. Conformity was survival. Standing out, whether by strength or thought, came with a risk. And while modern society celebrates individuality in theory, in practice, we still fear disruption. Because intelligence, true intelligence, doesn't just innovate. It questions. It questions traditions, beliefs, norms. It rewrites the rules. And for many, that's terrifying. This is why confidence is often mistaken for competence. Why bold mediocrity wins applause and quiet brilliance is ignored. It's easier to follow someone who sounds certain than someone who sounds complex. Deep thinkers don't speak in absolutes. They explore. They pause. They question themselves. But the world doesn't always reward nuance. It rewards clarity, even if it's shallow. Social media has made this worse. In a world where ideas are compressed into 10-second clips, the thinker becomes the outcast. The person who wants to discuss meaning, consciousness, or immortality is labeled too intense or overthinking it. Meanwhile, algorithms reward outrage over insight. This is the modern paradox. The more curious you are, the lonelier you feel. The more truth you seek, the more disconnected you become. Not because the truth is lonely, but because few are willing to follow you into the depths. So where does that leave the deep thinker? A society addicted to comfort, deep thought is rebellion. To think deeply is to live consciously, even when it hurts, even when it isolates. But remember this, while your questions may not always be welcomed, they are necessary. Every major shift in human history began with someone who dared to ask, what if we've been wrong? The road may be narrow, the silence may be loud, but the path of a deep thinker is not meant to be crowded. It's meant to be true. If this message resonates with you, know that your mind is not a curse. It's a compass. Don't dull your thoughts to fit in. Sharpen them to stand out. Subscribe for more ideas that challenge, awaken, and connect. And remember, the deeper you go, the closer you get to something real. Until next time, stay thoughtful.